This might not be my favorite horror subgenre, but if it is done right, then I really like it. Hello everyone, I'm Jay Mere and welcome to my review of the newest horror film, Immaculate. And this is a religious horror movie directed by Michael Mohan and starring Sydney Sweeney in the main role. And this is the second time that this director and the lead actress are working together on a film. Their first collaboration was called The Voyeurs, and now they work together on a religious horror film called Immaculate. And yes, this is already the third film of this year I have seen with Sydney Sweeney in a main role. And so it's also the third time I'm gonna talk about her in a film. I first talked about her in a comedy, I talked about her in a superhero movie, and now Sydney Sweeney plays the main role in a horror film. And Immaculate is a religious horror movie, and it's all focused on our character, played by Sydney Sweeney, and she's called Cecilia, Sister Cecilia. And after an almost death experience in her youth, Cecilia kind of have a connection to the Lord. She felt like she's still on this earth with a purpose, and so the rest of her life it's actually all for the Lord. She wants to serve God. And after her church in her local town is gone, she decides to go to Italy and join a church there to help the elderly in that church. But as soon as she arrives, strange things are starting to happen, and she actually gets pregnant with no reason. It's all kind of a miracle, and everyone in the church are starting to see her as this new Maria. And that's basically the movie. And other strange horror stuff are going to happen from that point. What is truly going on in this church? And I have to say, I really like the premise of this movie. About this whole kind of creating a new Maria, a new savior. It's a really interesting idea to make a horror film about. And I would say it actually worked. It was a success, I would say. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of religious horror movies, like all that exorcism or satanic supernatural powers. It's just not really my thing. It's not really my go-to horror film. But I found some appreciation for this subgenre of horror when I saw the movie The Black Coat's Daughter in 2017. I did a whole in-depth review on that movie. Always be free to check out that review to hear my thoughts on that movie. But that movie gave me appreciation for the genre. And then I saw the marketing of this movie, and I was really intrigued in this movie. I thought this could be something similar of The Black Coat's Daughter. It's actually, in style and the way it's filmed, it's kind of similar, but story-wise completely different. And I have two big positives on this movie. First of all, the performance of Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney did an amazing performance to play this character. And Cecilia is actually a really nice character. She is a bit of a sweet young woman, maybe a bit naive, and we as an audience, we really feel for this character. We really want to root for her. We really want good things to happen to this character, and which is not always the case in a horror movie. Good things are not always happening in horror movies, but we are really rooting and supporting this character. We really like this character. So that's all a big plus on this movie. And the second big plus on this horror movie is that this director, Michael Mohan, really decided not to shy away or to hold back on any violence or any gore. If there is some scene, a kill scene or even a little torture scene, and there is something about gore or violence, they show it. And I really appreciate that they really show the gore. There are other horror movies that don't show the gore. but this one does. So two big pluses. And also the director really directed this movie very well. The way he shot this movie, it's a really beautiful movie to look at. The way the shots are positioned and the camera movement, I really like it. And also the story, like I said, great premise, successful execution of the premise. But a little warning here, these kind of horror movies, they are usually and mostly actually slow burners. And this movie is also a slow burner. Like the first hour of the movie, the first big hour of the movie, we really getting introduced to this church, to this character. It goes really slow. It's step by step we are getting more of the story. And to some people this can be a very slow movie at this point. And I have to say, that part of the movie, it was good. I will not say there was something great or outstanding that I have seen, just good. But the biggest selling point of this movie comes with the third act. It all is built up to this really crazy and maybe even a shocking finale. That third act was really crazy, but I love it. It's really gory, it has violence, it has everything, and man, Sydney Sweeney, she really carries this film. We really should call her a scream queen, because she can scream. And also that ending will shock people, probably. And I kinda had a feeling that they were working towards that ending, but I was still doubting whether they were gonna do it or not. And they actually did it, and it was crazy. And some people will not really like this ending, but I kinda dig it. It's shocking, but it's perfect for the movie, I guess. So, shocking ending, but all in all, I really like this movie. It's a great horror film. It's definitely a horror movie that I can see myself rewatching. So, these were my thoughts on the movie Immaculate. Hope you liked my review. Always be free to share your opinions, your thoughts on this movie in the comments below. Would love to read those. And if you want to see more reviews of me in the future, always be free to subscribe to my channel. And till the next time.